It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with your host, Pat Disabato.
Hello and welcome to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'm your host, Pat Disabato from the Southtown Star newspaper, and we are at the Beggar's Pizza location, 127th and Kedzie in lovely Blue Island. And our guest this week, Providence hockey coach Nick Iacaccio. Celtics are rolling, folks, 54-4-4 overall. Haven't lost since 2013. Won the Catholic League regular season with a 21-0-1 record. They're in the Kennedy Cup Finals. They're hosting Bennett Thursday night, 7:30 at Arctic Ice Arena in Orland Park. So we're going to talk all things Celtics. And then in our third segment, folks, we're going to have Tom Mulvey from Athletic Sports and Orthopedic Physical Therapy on. He is going to provide us with a segment on how do I make sure my son or daughter is training properly. All right, so very informative to parents. Sit back, check that segment out as well. And we'll have players of the week, Coach. All right, folks, we are going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. And should mention, best acquisition all off season by the White Sox. Beggar's Pizza is now the official sponsor at U.S. Cellular Field. So enjoy a slice. All right, we come back. Nick Iacaccio. Stay tuned.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
I'm a pepperoni sausage, green peppers and onions. Don't forget the extra cheese, large pizza. Oh, by the way, I also make house calls. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
At Standard Bank, we help our neighbors make tomorrow brighter. Families count on us for personal service and banking convenience. Business owners find smart solutions and the resources to capitalize on new opportunities. It's one thing to locate in a community, quite another to invest in it. That's what we do at Standard Bank. We're people you know, services that make your life easier, and financial strength you can count on. We're Standard Bank, in your neighborhood.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, folks, got on the big dog today. Providence Hockey, Nick Iacaccio, head coach of the Celtics. How's it going, Nick?
Great.
Couldn't get any better, man. 54-4-4. I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's been a great season. One we were always looking forward to, and so far so good.
Yep. Well, how much fun? I mean, I know it's a lot of stress, juggling players, making everyone happy, appeasing parents, all that stuff, but how much fun has this been?
It's been a blast. I mean, a lot of these kids I've known since they've been 5, 6 years old, so just seeing them grow up and now having them together, even with my own 2 kids on the team, and the interaction, and I mean, going back to stories of when you were peewees and sleepovers and stuff, it's just been really fun, and you never get this time back with these kids. It's college for 11 of them and on from there, and you're never going to have that time, that the locker room time, the time before practice, just to kind of screw around and get the good stories.
The locker room moments, that's for sure.
Yeah, the stories. the stories are good.
The stories. All right, so you guys have kind of been, pointing to this season when some of these guys were seniors and you got some great underclassmen on this team. But did you imagine in your wildest dreams that you'd be 54-4-4 and you wrap up the Catholic League 21-0-1?
The regular season, I think, a little better than I think we imagined. We were shooting for the undefeated season.
Yep.
Got it. Didn't get the perfect season, but
still no losses.
No, we're good. But yeah, I mean, 54 wins is just a ton of wins, and and the losses were good losses. We felt to quality teams, New Trier, Loyola, Culver. And we were in those games,
yep.
And those were early. Some of them, 2 of them were in the first 2 weeks of September. So, we feel we've improved. Obviously, they've improved, but those were quality games for us, and I think we learned a lot from those games.
You guys haven't lost since like trick-or-treating or something like that, isn't it? We've gone through a few holidays since then, man. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's been a rough road. I mean, there's been some games that's been down to the wire. There's been some last-minute comebacks and some overtimes, but to me, those have been great character builders.
Absolutely.
And that stuff, I'm hoping as we get down in the nitty-gritty here that we're going to be able to rely on, and is experience and being able to fight back from some of those.
Now, what has surprised you most about this season up to this point?
I think how tight these kids are. I mean, we have 11 seniors. 8 of them are going to room together in college.
In college, huh?
The other 3 are just going to separate schools, but they've taken in, the juniors I think have been around, whatever, but I have a sophomore, a freshman, they've taken them under, and matter of fact, our senior goaltender, Justin Salazar, offers to room with our freshman goalie and our sophomore defenseman on one of our road trips.
Wow.
I just think it's that camaraderie and that togetherness has been key for us all year.
People ask me, because I've covered you guys, probably 5-6 times this season, and they're like, what is it about this team? And I'm like, as I watch this group, what I've been impressed with most is, for one, you guys don't have a weakness. Defensively, goaltending, you got 2 great goalies. You guys can, score a lot of goals. But the way you guys have not got caught up into retaliating against some chippiness, man. I mean, other teams are trying to goad you guys, get you into the box, and your kids have done a great job of just skating away, man, and not getting nabbed on that 2-minute, advantage.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of that's maturity.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids have been on the team we've gone through it. We've gone through some growing pains with penalties over the years. And a lot of it is, I don't want to call it selfishness. They wouldn't be on the ice.
Yeah.
And we've talked about, you can't, it sounds simple, but you can't score from the penalty box. And, a lot of these guys are, senior years are having, big years point-wise or whatever. And, to me, it's whatever it takes to get through to them. But I think a lot of it's just maturity. They understand the big picture.
Yeah.
And I think, for a year or two, we were probably short-sighted, was only worried about, that moment. But, we realize now penalties and misconduct, those all carry over in the next games, and those next games are huge.
Yeah, those are
no matter, no matter when it is.
Well, and another thing that's impressive about this team is the depth. Offensively, a game I covered a couple weeks ago, you guys scored 8 goals. You had 7 different players. Previous to that, you had 6 different players score in a game. I mean, you had tremendous snipers. What's it like to just keep throwing lines out there, and it's relentless, man.
It is, and I think what's even been better is the amount of pressure we've been able to generate with all 4 of our lines, and using all 6 of our defensemen, and then knowing that we have some scorers on each line, and we've been able to balance them out. At one point this year, we kind of had our top 3 together. It lasted a couple weeks, and we just decided to kind of spread them out. We found some people to complement them. I like to say we've kind of got a grinder, we've got a passer, we've got a shooter on every line. Varying, talent degrees, but from a chemistry standpoint, they seem to work. And I think they all know their roles. And I don't think we have someone who can't go end-to-end trying to go end-to-end. I think he's going to do his job and get it to a couple of guys that that are able to do that.
Yeah, there's great camaraderie, man. You can tell these kids have played together, and they know where each other is going to be, and on the ice. And I could see why you moved Jordan Ernst back to defense, man, because he's the type of kid, because you got so much firepower offensively, but he's got great size, and he could skate the puck up and create a scoring opportunity. He's got a great shot. If the son of a gun will get it on net a little bit more often. But I can see why you did that.
Yeah, he's a presence back there. He really understands the nuances of the game, even from playing defense. He understands angles and stick position, but he's got the ability to control the play.
Yeah, he does.
Jordan's only problem is sometimes he's, you want to go too many times and it's a wrong spot, or like you say, you get in there and you take the big shot and it hits the glass and it rims out. But
Sounds
he's
great,
still,
though.
yeah, he always tells me it looks good. But he's still learning the position. 2-3 years from now, he's at a junior team or a college team, and he's still growing a little bit.
Yeah.
He's going to be something special.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, folks, we are going to go to a Lisa Thomas Salon timeout. When we return, more with Providence hockey coach Nick Iacaccio. Stay tuned.
What teen doesn't want to be in style with the latest trends? What teen doesn't want the hottest cuts at an affordable price? It's time to get noticed with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club, where girls get a cut and style for just $27 and guys get a cut and style for just $17. Get the right look for the right price at the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club. Your style, perfect style. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon.
If you're looking for delicious barbecue in the Southland, no one does it better than Bonapit Grill and Smokehouse in Palos Heights. Stop in and try our mouth-watering ribs, tender piled-high pulled pork sandwich with homemade chips, or a perfecta combo in our year-round indoor-outdoor patio. Having a special get-together, Bonapit offers a party room for up to 100 people. Want to watch the big game? Fans can do so on one of our many flat-screen TVs and enjoy $10 domestic bucket specials every Sunday. Bonapit Grill and Smokehouse in Palos Heights. No one does barbecue better. All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. If you're just joining us, folks, we've got Nick Iacaccio, Providence hockey coach, #1 team in the state. I don't care what any ranking says. Providence is the #1 team in the state. And we are also joined by a delicious Beggar's deep dish, little cheese and sausage. What do you think, Nick? Have you seen the billboards? You know, when they're holding up that slice?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Perfect.
That's the real thing right there, folks. That's the real thing. All right. First of all, I got to say, make sure when you see the Vanetti boys, make sure you tell them hi. Ralph, Dave, Mike.
Yep.
Tell those guys I said hi.
Absolutely.
And I like giving Mikey Jr. a little grief that he's not as good as his uncle. You know what I mean, Dave? I like giving him a little grief on that, but he is a tremendous player, man.
Yeah,
Mikey Jr. is
he's
a
been
tremendous
great
player.
so far. Yeah.
All right. Kennedy Cup starts Thursday, folks. Finals, 7:30 p.m., Arctic Ice Arena in Orland Park. Providence Bennett should be a great series. They played each other 5 times during the regular season. You guys are 4-0-1. Bennett's the only team that prevented Providence from having a perfect Catholic League regular season. They tied 4-4 back on October 19th. So what can fans expect? Thursday, they want to come out to Arctic. One thing they can expect, get there early. 7:30 face-off. But what can fans expect from this series?
I think it's going to be, kind of an up and down, meaning it's going to be a quick pace. I think both teams are going to look to establish themselves offensively early. Like in any series, and you play anyone that it's going to get physical at some point, and the emotions will start getting involved. But I think mostly it's not going to be a dump and chase game. It's going to be a puck possession type of game, and I think both teams are going to try to kind of establish their style of play on the other.
Yep. Do you consider it an advantage or a disadvantage when you've played a team that many times and you're 4-1 against them?
A little both. I mean, it's good to kind of you have an idea of what they're like, and you've seen them in different situations. But then you start worrying about the law of averages of how many times can you go to the well. And there's been so many one goal games, or
they've all been close games.
Yeah, I mean the one game we were up by 3, and 2 minutes later we're up by 1.
Yeah, I was there for that one. That was a crazy game.
So it's got a little bit of both. Part of me says, okay, I think we've seen it all, but the other part of me says, how many times can we see it and keep defeating it and defending it?
Yep. So how has it been to keep everyone happy on this team? I mean, you've done a great job with the goalie situation. Your son, Ryan, a freshman, Justin Salazar, a senior. You guys have rotated that, and those 2 kids are both #1 goalies. They're outstanding goalies. And I think it helps when you have 4 lines. I mean, everyone's happy. Rich Yusa, who's a sniper.
Yep.
Your son, Matt, sniper.
Yep.
Little Mikey Vanetti, Ben Brandow. I mean, you've got some great, Dan Ricker. You got some great players. But to keep everyone happy, has it been a chore, or has this been?
It's been a chore leading up till now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something we've always stressed. I always talk about if you get that injury late in the year, who are you going to go to? Well, if you haven't played a kid all year, it's really hard to expect him to jump in and participate. So we've always tried to get everyone involved. But this year, because we've kind of spread out the talent, and because we've had such good talent, we've been able to use everyone, and it's really been. I think it's really been a plus. There's been games where, I hate to use numbers, but our 4th line has been our best line.
Yep.
They've generated the most offense, and we've been able to build on that. And hey, look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. And from a matchup standpoint, to know we can put maybe our 2 or 3 against their 1 or 2, certainly helps.
Yeah. And what's this experience been like to share it with your sons? I mean, you got a freshman and a junior, right?
Yeah.
I know it can be tough coaching your own kids, but most of the people I talk to that have been had this experience consider it the highlight of their careers.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's been awesome. It's something, we've been a hockey family, since day one, and, the birth announcements are in hockey uniforms. So, I don't want to say it's something I've always looked forward to, but, a couple years ago when we realized there might be a chance they could play together was something, we were looking forward to. But, I mean, it's been great. It's made them closer. I think I have a little different relationship with them now. There's still coach, and then there's still dad, and it's my parents. I have my godmother, I have all kinds of extended family coming out just to watch the boys play together.
Yep.
So, I mean, you know, we have a family that's grown up in the Catholic League and around the Kennedy Cup. So going into this makes it even more special for our family.
Yep. Well, we should let people know. As this is being aired, Providence is playing St. Viator in the state playoffs. Thursday, like we mentioned, Arctic Ice Arena, 7:30 p.m. Bennett, Providence, game 1 of the finals. And game 2, 48 hours later, that's on Saturday. You head up to Seven Bridges. That's a 4:55 face-off, right?
4:50.
4:50. 4:50 afternoon, little matinee action. Go and get some dinner afterwards. Go to Labriola Bakery Cafe in Oakbrook, right down the street from there, man. You could knock a little dinner down. So, and if a game 3 is needed, you undetermined yet
I
or
would
what?
say right now it's undetermined just because you have this, both teams still continuing in the state tournament.
Right.
But it would probably definitely be the following week.
Yep. And we should mention, folks, if Bennett plays their state playoff game Wednesday, as does Providence. They both win. They play each other the following Monday.
Yes.
So you can play them Thursday, Saturday, Monday, and if there's a game 3, that could happen another time.
Yes, lots of
You guys
fun.
are getting a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. All right. Well, Nikki, thanks a lot for coming on board, man.
Appreciate it.
Good luck. Bring that baby home to the south side.
Yeah,
I could
absolutely.
say that. So
Yeah.
bring it back to the south side. If you could bring off that daily double, take the state championship as well, that'd be awesome too.
We'd
But
love
first
to
things
make your
first, get
day.
that cup, man.
Yep,
That'd be awesome.
absolutely.
All
Thank
right. All right, folks, we are going to go to an athletics, sports, and orthopedic physical therapy timeout. Also, Tom Mulvey is going to have a segment here, folks, on proper conditioning. So very informative. Check this out. When we return, Players of the Week after that, Coach of the Week. And I got something for Nick Ichacho. He had Coach of the Week a couple weeks ago from Bone and Pitt. We're hooking him up. Take the Venettis out for lunch. And we'll be back in a little bit.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
Hello, boys. I'm a drop-dead gorgeous pepperoni sausage, hold the vegetables deep dish pizza. Just look at my cheese. Your place or mine. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
At Standard Bank, we help our neighbors make tomorrow brighter. Families count on us for personal service and banking convenience. Business owners find smart solutions and the resources to capitalize on new opportunities. It's one thing to locate in a community, quite another to invest in it. That's what we do at Standard Bank. We're people you know, services that make your life easier, and financial strength you can count on. We're Standard Bank, in your neighborhood.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, bonus session here, folks. We've got Tom Mulvey, owner and physical therapist of Athletic Sports and Orthopedic Physical Therapy of Hometown and Orland Park. You've seen him on previous shows. All right, Tom, kids train more than ever today. All right, what needs to happen here to assure that a parent's athlete is training properly?
In this day and age, Pat, with these kids really working out year-round, it's so vital that parents get involved.
Yep.
Parents, no longer is the day where they sit on the sideline and just because, maybe your son is working out there, my son's going to do it too, or the whole flock goes to this one particular person. Individual parents need to know that their son or daughter is being looked at and treated differently, because these kids are all different.
Yep.
They all have different, they present with different characteristics that need to be addressed in training.
Okay, so what questions should parents ask?
The first thing I would say is really be comfortable with who's working with your son or daughter. What's this person's background? There are certifications out there, there's different forms of education, but sometimes the person that's training these kids may have just competed, maybe competed at a high level high school, college level.
Yep.
But we need to be sure that they are paying attention and really focusing on some of the aspects of what needs to be done to make these kids train correctly.
Okay. And programs. Tom, obviously there are a myriad of different programs out there. What do parents need to know about that?
You have a variety. You have, let's say you have strengthening. They may be going to a strengthening program. I get the feeling sometimes that parents really want to pay for their son or daughter not being able to get out of bed the next day. That's the qualification of a good program.
Yep.
And it really isn't. You know, if I'm in a strengthening program, you know, I'm targeting specific muscles for the activities that they do, but most importantly, I'm learning technique. When you have young kids, you could be doing calisthenics and making sure technique is good with a plan to evolve into letting them start to use weights. As they get into the high school level, they're thrown into the weight room. We want these kids to know what to do going in there, not to be dependent on coaches in high school.
Yep.
They know as much as, and knowledge is power. It could be a speed and agility program.
Which are very popular.
Very, very popular. You know, but you know, with speed and agility, are they overtaxing the characteristics for speed? You know, are they paying attention to prevention? Are they doing things that really help to prevent injury for these young athletes? And more importantly, are they addressing some of the characteristics of prevention with balance or things that may not particularly appear like they're for speed and agility, but they're vital?
Yep.
Talk to these people that are you know, that hosting these programs, and make sure that they know what are some of the things that your son or daughter brings to the table. Jump training for volleyball, plyometrics. Inherently, it's something that is begging for overuse. There's only so much you can make these kids jump, knowing that they're playing club, they're playing high school.
Yep.
They're already practicing as it is. So you want to be efficient, and you want to be able to let those kids train, come out with knowing that there's some preventative portion in the program, but also what you should be getting out of a program like this is that your son or daughter is more confident, they feel stronger, not in more pain, and that they feel like they have something more, some kind of an edge as they go in and build confidence from sport, because really that's what we're all in it for.
Exactly, yep. Parents should be sure that there is a preventative component built in to these programs. Flexibility, balance, all that should be involved, right?
Absolutely. And core. We've talked about it a little bit before, but you can't talk about it enough. You know, core is not just letting these kids do more abdominal work, doing you know, abdominal work upside down, right side up. It's about teaching them how to utilize their abdominal structure as an offset to their low back, making it a habit of life so that these kids know how to utilize their core when they collide in a sport. They know how to use their core when they're doing strength training. They know how to use their core when they're doing plyometrics. They know how to use their core even when they're doing speed and agility. It's part of giving them a more solid structure so that they can reduce injury.
Yep. So parents, be involved, talk to other parents. When athletes stop training, find out why, and attend sessions and ask questions.
Ask questions, you know, and really talk to other parents. Don't just follow. You know, research, do what you can to find out and understand the nature of the program.
Exactly. All right, Tom, thank you very much.
Pat,
very
thank you.
informative, folks. When we return from this Labriola Bakery timeout, we'll have a little time and high and tight, excuse me, and some other fun things. Stay tuned.
Looking for a unique dining experience with incredible food? Then check out Labriola Bakery Cafe. Opened by Rich Labriola, Chicago's premier artisan baker, you know they'll have great bread, but you won't believe the rest of their menu. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas, fresh pasta, and their world-famous Richie Burger. There's also homemade gelato and, of course, their famous bread. Labriola Bakery Cafe and Neapolitan Pizzeria, conveniently located in the Oak Brook Promenade.
What teen doesn't want to be in style with the latest trends? What teen doesn't want the hottest cuts at an affordable price? It's time to get noticed with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club. where girls get a cut in style for just $27 and guys get a cut in style for just $17. Get the right look for the right price at the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club. Your style, perfect style. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon.
If you're in the mood for some of the finest barbecue in the Southland, then Bona Pit Grill and Smokehouse in Palos Heights is a place for you and your family. Whether it's ribs, chicken, brisket, pulled pork, or any other barbecue favorites, Bona Pit serves up a flavor explosion in a championship form. We also offer steaks, seafood, sandwiches, a mouth-watering nachos platter, and salads in a casual atmosphere, with the option of either dining inside or on our heated patio. Watch the big game in our full-service bar, or call ahead for pickup. Bona Pit in Palos Heights. All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, folks, Standard Bank text poll question of the week. Chance to win a $50 gift card. Here we go, folks. Where did Nick Iacaccio, our guest tonight, coach at before coming to Providence? All right? Text A for Mount Carmel, B for Sandburg, C for St. Rita, D for Brother Rice. Text your answer, A, B, C, or D, to 708-365-8501. Texter number 3 with the correct response wins a $50 gift card, compliments of Standard Bank. I'm laying that one out in a platter for you guys. All right, the Labriola Bakery Cafe Golden Baguette Player of the Week. Richards boys basketball player Josh Meyer scored 47 points Friday night, had 15 dunks. It was a ridiculous performance. He led the Bulldogs over Eisenhower 108-87, clinching the South Suburban Red Division title outright. So we're going to hook him up, Josh Meyer, with a $25 gift card, compliments of Labriola Bakery Cafe in Oak Brook. The Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club Player of the Week. Not a teen. We're going to give it to Julie Chiappetto, head coach of Richards, John Chiappetto's wife. And I'm going to explain why she gets this in a second. Because the Bona Pit Grill and Smokehouse Coach of the Week is none other than Richards coach John Chiappetto. All right? And why is this? John announced he's resigning at the completion of this season. He'll take some time off, spend some time with the family. So we're going to give him a nice $25 gift card, compliments of Bona Pit Grill and Smokehouse in Palos Heights. Since he's going to be spending a lot more time at home, Mrs. Chiappetto's probably going to need to get out of the house a little bit, so we're going to hook her up with a nice gift card from Lisa Thomas Salon, some products, get her out of the house, away from John for a little while, all right? Because I think John's going to be bouncing off the walls for a little while. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching. We're going to be at Bona Pit Grill and Smokehouse next week, so enjoy that show. Have a great week. Good luck to all the teams in the playoffs.